Namato Ratana Tayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Them, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. My respect goes to my parents and my teachers. Hello, good evening, everyone. So today is Friday, the 11th of September, 2020, and this is Ajahn Sujan from Varapunya Meditation Center, Aberdeen, Scotland. As usual, I'm here with you all. Be part of this night, this evening. And thank you everyone for listening this online Facebook Dhamma talk and following every night. Some of the talks in the past based on your questions and your concerns and related to the Covid-19 and how to deal with this Covid-19 during this such a lockdown and uncertain time, and how the Buddha's teachings helps to deal with this such a difficult time. And those talks in relation to the Buddha's teachings and how to apply those teachings, you can go and listen in our website, through the website on the YouTube channel, Varapunya Buddhist Meditation Center. And you will find almost all the Dhamma talks and guided meditations. And again, since the Avasa, the rains retreat of the Venerable monks, I have been focusing on the main core teachings of the Buddha on the basis of the first teachings of the Buddha, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. And I've been elaborating on each and every aspects of the Buddha's teachings, and particularly the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Noble Path. So far, this is the series of a talk that I've been focusing on Eightfold Noble Path, and so far I have done up to the right effort, which is the 6 factors of the Eightfold Noble Path. And on this Eightfold Noble Path, on these factors of a right effort, I have been talking all those 4 spectrums of this Eightfold, the right effort. So today, again, it's another night. I'm here to share some of my understanding and some of the Buddha's teachings that we can apply in our day-to-day life for the great happiness and liberation from any discomfort and disappointments and any troubles. Meanwhile, any concerns and any questions regarding the Buddha's teachings, and also how to apply Buddha's teachings, and particularly how to practice meditation, you're most welcome to drop a question. Hi, Ratri, Anish, Monit, Colin, Pratibha, Margaret, and everyone. Meanwhile, I would like to thank you, Margaret, for your wonderful feedback of the practice of a meditation, and also Manish, who greatly appreciated all the talks and a guided meditation over this pandemic and a lockdown, and now he said that he has started his job, and as a result he won't be able to come to listen on live, but he will follow up later. So meanwhile, I have got other messages from other parts of the world, like Australia and India, Nepal and Thailand as well, and even far west in America, that these talks are helping. And I'm very grateful to be part of this comfort or helping you during this such a difficult time. Sadly, UK again gone into the lockdown. Birmingham, the Midlands, and Bolton and Manchester and London There are lockdowns and strict rules being applied, and even police got authority to charge the fees or the punishment like that. So it's sad that this virus is coming back again. So this is the time that we need to be very cautious and working out how can we keep ourselves safe, and meanwhile how can we prevent from having these, not only to ourselves but also to others. And this is also part of the effort to apply preventing from getting the virus. And here prevention, we have to follow the certain guidelines that the government had introduced. And I have told the stories in relation to this, that there are a group of people who may disagree and take it as a fake news. Then in that relation, I told the story of Samudra Vanija, the Jataka, about an island where the group of people were divided over the tsunami that is coming. And a wise group, a leader, he basically built the boat in a thought that whether there is a tsunami or not, but we better get prepared and get ready for any thing may happen. So that's the reason why that although there are two groups of people, some people think that this virus is just a fake news or shouldn't be too afraid of it, and should neglect. But from the statistics, we can see that the majority or almost all the countries in the world are affected by this virus, and hundreds and thousands of people died out of it. So we shouldn't be heedless. We should be very conscious and mindful of preventing any caution in any ways that we can prevent. Let's say simple guidelines that the government has given is washing your hands and putting your masks and having a social distance. These only 3 simple steps can help us. Then why don't we try it our best? So preventing it. And this is the prevention effort that the Buddha was talking about. The first thing that we have to think is to prevent from having anything that causes trouble. So anything. And the second is that curing or abandon. And despite of these measures that we have done, despite of going through these measures, and somehow, some ways, accidentally or somehow, unknowingly, may caught it. And in this case, again, since we know that there is no cure or there is no vaccine for curing this so-called COVID-19, then we have to follow the measures that the government or the scientists or WHO has, the World Health Organization has introduced, such as quarantining yourself, not contacting anyone, and having warm drinks and curing yourself at home, keeping away from any contact with anybody else. And despite of doing so, and if you get really worse, then get any symptoms that relate, think that is related to the COVID-19, then get tested as soon as possible. And here in the UK, it is quite people in the UK are quite lucky that any checkups for the COVID-19, people don't have to pay for it, but the government is paying, whereas in Asia or other country, they have to pay for it, which is really, really expensive. I hope that the government can intervene and allow any public or any people, those who feel there is any symptoms, to get tested without any charges. I heard that for one test it may cost around tens of thousands of rupees in Asia, like in Nepal or in India, or even in Thailand. It costs quite expensive too. So I wish that the government would spend time and spend money on this for the public health, keeping them safe, and so they don't have to worry about it, that to get the checkup. But if they have to pay for it, then they don't have much money to even to survive themselves. Then they would, they will try to hide it, and with that hiding, again, ways to spread around. So the second that effort that we have to be mindful of is the curing or the abandoning it. So we have to follow the procedures as the WHO or each government has introduced, and with that still not, then we have to go on to the medication and hospitalize and get cured. And in this time, from my talking to those who got the virus, found that you need to be very calm and collected and spend more time to yourself. Spend more time practicing breathing meditation and listening, keeping your mind into the positive rather than the negative. The more you keep your mind into the negative, the immunity that you have basically develops, and which is again scientifically proven as well, that if you are practicing meditation and if you keep your mind into the positive rather than the negative, and keeping yourself in the present moment, that enhance the immunity system in you. So in a way, meditation or having your calmness of the mind supports the immunity system in each and every one of us. So that's why, in case you got the virus, then again, better make sure that you meditate more. And this is the second factor of the Buddha's teachings that we can apply, abandon or the curing. And obviously sometimes, after we have try to prevent it, it's difficult to get away from it, and we got it in that moment. Be conscious and then try to keep yourself calm and quarantining yourself. Follow the measures, and that should be done. And the third effort that the Buddha was talking about is the develop. Now once you have, there are two ways. One, if you haven't got it, then developing the sense of a security towards yourself and then to others, trying to apply any measures that you have to follow, developing that. But if you have got it and you have cured it, and once you have cured it, again you have to develop the immunity system in yourself. In this development, again, be conscious about all the measures to follow. And again, think about that, how lucky we are that we are cured by this such a deadly invisible virus. In that case, rather than just thinking of your own material wealth, you need to be conscious that life is so vulnerable, life is very short, and we don't have any control over ourselves, over our life, and this life is so fragile. Take this as an opportunity to develop more spiritual gain and developing the friendship and helping nature, helping one another. Give up your greed and a greedy mind and any hatred or anger towards anyone else. Just let it go, flow, free from it. Life, since we know that's so vulnerable and so short, why we take time to hate one another, why we become a so greedy mind and fighting to one another. So developing this inner strength for the inner peace and harmony. And that is the third factors that the Buddha was introducing in terms of effort, the right effort for the right ways to get the right happiness and peace and harmony and the liberation. And then the last one obviously is the maintenance. And as I said yesterday, that think of good things or to do good things, it's very easy. Easy that I want to do good things. Easy that I want to go to the temple almost every week. Easy that I will be healthy. Easy that I will be wake up early morning and do a little bit of a jogging or a little bit of a exercise, and then we'll eat the healthy food. It's very easy to make a plans, and you may do it for a couple of days, but maintaining that good things is a very, very difficult thing. So maintenance is the main key. I remember when I was in Thailand and I came to UK, and after that when I came to Aberdeen around 2011, and then somehow I with the help of a few members like Paul and Rudy and other close pious devotees, I established the center. And after established the center, one of my teachers in Thailand told me that establishment of the center is not that hard, but maintaining is the hard part. And I do really understand now. So maintaining the center in a same position is very, very difficult, whether it is financially, whether it is the activities, or whether it is continuation of all the classes. It's a very, very difficult. Financially, since our center again don't have any income through the selling or any jobs, but it's all relying on the donation. So in this way, people need to know that what's going on and what the center is providing for their good and benefits. Only then they appreciate our service, and with that service they are providing a donation, and with that donation we are able to maintain our center. So that's why the maintenance, it's not just the classes but also the financial maintenance is also very difficult. And yet the work, the effort, the effort that we have, all the members and myself, and put into the center, providing the services, all the classes and the meditations, whether it is online or whether it is physically appearing, helping all the members to understand the teachings of the Buddha and the meditation, which has helped so many people, not only in Aberdeen but also around the world, has helped, and they are supporting the center economically. So with this, our center is maintaining, but to maintain that support is not that easy. So we have always work as a team to provide the service to the people. Similarly, maintaining the classes that we have, let's say the Tuesdays and Wednesday classes and the Sunday classes, and now since the lockdown we have online classes. Maintaining those classes again takes a lot of energy, a lot of efforts, and that's again we need to apply. Similarly, in this time of lockdown, whatever good things that you have managed to develop, whatever good things you have learned, whether it is being a content on the things that you have, or whether you have generated the sense of a compassion and a kindness to other people, or whether you have developed sense of more time for yourself. Whatever good things that you have created during this lockdown time, making sure that maintaining that and continuation of it. Continuing, let's say during this lockdown time, you have much more time to spend with yourself and with your family, making sure that after you're going back to the work again, spending some time with your family. There was a recent story that a family has got the 2 children, the 2 girls. And then there's a husband and a wife. They are constantly working. In the past, they had to leave these 2 kids to someone to look after during the day. And now, since the lockdown, they're working from a home. And then these 2 kids feeling so warm with the presence of their parents at home. And now, as the lockdown eased, the parents began to go out for the work, and then again gradually children are dependent on someone else to come and look after. And with that, children began to question that why my mom is not here, why my dad is not here. And with that, the mom changed her work from going into the office, but start working from the home, but have a excuse saying that sometimes on the telephone you may hear my kid's voice on the background. The office were so kind and the generous, they accepted, and that's how it built up the children's confidence and a feeling of a warmness, and that has developed such a wonderful environment at home. And do believe that this environment will affect those 2 children's rest of their lives. As we know that if you change at the early age, the children, whatever children learn when they are very young age, that affect rest of their life. Similarly, whatever they have been affected by, whether it is abuse, sexually abuse, or trauma things, or whether it is family breakdown, that affects the rest of their lives. So this time of a pandemic, as you are staying at home, making sure that maintaining this pristine, love and kindness that you have spread with your family members, and after you're going back to the work again, maintaining the same theme of a love and kindness, spending time whenever you come back, leave all your job behind and spend time with your family completely together. And only then it helps for the future, the new generation to grow healthy. Recently, a few days ago, I was hearing one story from talking to one family, one family member that in the past, his father was so bullying her mother. Sometimes his father would not allow not only the mother but also 3 children to have any meals in the night. And the father was drunk and beat their mother quite often, and always quarreling. And with that effect, after the father and mother died, and now these children grow up, they are about 30s, and some of them are 40s. And the youngest one is 30s. And among these, youngest one was hardly hit, and she is always in that mode of always a frightening and a trauma. She cannot appreciate someone's success. She cannot appreciate others' happiness. And always trying to find some ways to make a trouble to one another, always finding faulties on others, and finding and then thinking that they are talking about her, and they are making fun of her, and they are talking each other to make herself down. So she is mentally ill, and that's again coming from the childhood trauma. So that's why in this pandemic time, the family who managed to come back and stay at home and with the children, and if we can build up this childhood good experience, that will go further rest of their life, and then with that they will be a good citizen and a good person in the future. So that's why in this pandemic time, the one thing that you have to be conscious is any good things that you have started, maintain it, continue doing it, even though you may not be able to do for a whole 1 hour or 2 hours. Let's start off with just 10-15 minutes. Keep it going. Let's say you have spent 1 hour of listening or talks, or 1 hour of a meditation, or 1 hour of going for a walk, and now after the lockdown is eased, or you have to go to the work and then go to the normal life, so-called, that moment again, try to maintain any good things that you have done. Any good things, these good things that you have started during this lockdown time, although you may not be able to listen the talks for 1 hour, let's say break it down into the 10-15 minutes. Although you may not be able to meditate for half an hour, let's break it down into the 10 minutes. Or let's say you are walking every day, or twice or 3 times a week for a healthy walk, and you cannot do now, then let's say once a week. Let's say you have developed the healthy eating, again now you cannot do, then let's say think about 2 or 3 times a week being conscious of a healthy eating. So these good things that you have developed simply for your own good and healthy time, healthy life, healthy peaceful mind, continue that. So this is the right effort from Buddhist point of view that I wanted to share with you today, that prevent any bad things, or preventing from this COVID-19, and then maintaining and then anything that you can do is curing it or abandoning it, and developing any good things, and whatever good things that you have developed, maintain that and keep continuity in it. So I offer this as tonight's reflection on the right effort, and the four different aspects of it, as a reinforcement for you all to continue practicing. At the end, I would like to inform you that tomorrow at 1 o'clock we are going to have the special Dhamma talk from Thailand on what meditation is for. So you are most welcome to join with us, and this is going to be on Zoom, and there are on a Facebook I have posted the Zoom account and the password. You may join it, and if you don't have it, you can request me, I will send it to you. And then following end of this month, the last Monday of the month, we're going to have a Monday service as well. You're welcome to join us as well. So I end here for tonight, and see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the talk, a special talk, and then evening Dhamma talk. With this, I end here. In a few moments time, we are going to have a chanting and guided meditation. Thank you everyone for listening, and may Buddha Dhamma Sangha bless you. May you all be well and happy. In a few moments time, we're going to have a chanting and guided meditation. You are most welcome to join it. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu.